We are live. And lately. So today I'm gonna bust up some more logs. Like you see, I got stacked up behind me. We definitely gonna cut up some of these logs with our new Husqvarna chainsaw there, the 455 Rancher. But I wanted to talk about making some Swedish fire logs. And I wanted to take this time to talk about the Swedish fire logs because I got a bunch of logs like this right here that have knots on them. And we got more right here with knots on it. And we got another one right here with knots in it. So the knotty ones are actually, instead of giving myself a hard time trying to cut those off, and it's going to be hell trying to split it with the axe, I thought I'd just go with the flow of things and just make the Swedish log fires or log stoves with them and not have to worry about it. So I'm going to put some holes in these and we're going to test out. We're going to test this method. So I have a hand auger here. So we got a hand auger, and then we have a drill bit.
You got the chat saying hi. You sound good.
Okay, what's going on? Yeah, I brought the microphone out today. I need to do the microphone more often than having my headphones because I know the audio sounds better that way. But for those of you just joining in, I've been chopping up a lot of firewood lately. I'll give you a quick shot real fast. Chopping up all this firewood in my yard here. And we are talking about Swedish log stoves or Swedish fire logs. Transcendent Force, I appreciate you tuning in. What's going on? All right. Well, yeah, we're talking about Swedish log fires. So we have a traditional auger right here. So a lot of people like to use something like this if you're out in the woods and you need to make a fire. You find some dry wood, and this is a good tool to have if you're out there in the woods. So I bought one of these. I've already used it. I made a couple Swedish log fires. You can see the wood still in there. And this is the carrying case for it right here. Okay, let me check the comment here. What we talking about right here? That's proper foul. You haven't losing time. Okay. So yeah, this one is good. It's sharp, but it's still a little bit time consuming. So I'm definitely cognizant of that. But if you're out there in the woods and this is all you have, you know, it is what it is. You got to work with what you got. And I should have a mallet here. So a mallet's good to get this started with. All right. We don't have to have one. I can kind of jam it in there a little bit. But I'm going to test this one right here against putting a drill bit in there. So we're going to test the hand auger versus a drill auger and see which one, of course, is more efficient. I already know this one is going to be more efficient, but I want to see how quick. So one of the things with a hand auger like this one right here, if you can tell, you can see like this end is real blunt right here, but this side is real fine. So if you get like a stick and you shave some of that stick off, this right here, you can hammer this down and it shaves the wood down. So now you got a makeshift handle out of a stick like this right here. Okay, so we're gonna go right back in this little hole right here that I was going in, and we're gonna see. This is fresh wood right here, so I don't expect it to be too easy getting through, but we're gonna make a Swedish log fire out of this one, or Swedish log stove right here, a Swedish rocket stove. It's called a few different things, you know, whatever your preference is. I guess as long as you got the Swedish in front of it, right? And the goal is to really just hollow out that middle, and you don't have to go super deep. You can kind of like go maybe like right here, because once you get the fire going, you want these two holes to connect. So we're gonna make a hole in the side and we're gonna make a hole in the top. And once the two holes connect real good and you have good airflow, it doesn't need to go that deep, because once you build the fire is going to eat the log from the inside out, and it's going to start to go down and down, and it'll keep going as long as you need it to. And you can reuse it. So The good thing, once this wood is dry, and we picked a nice size piece of wood that we can use several times. All right. I mean, I have thinner ones. As you see, I'm stacking up all that wood right there. We could have used a fresh, you know, just perfect looking piece of wood. But I said, you know what? We got these knotty pieces right here. And these suck cutting them with the axe. They really suck cutting them with the axe because they're going in all different ways, the grain. So why not take the opportunity to just make my Swedish log stoves with the knotted piece of wood and save myself some headache trying to axe through these logs right here. Now, I could probably get a little bit more leverage having this lower. So I'm gonna drop this down to the ground actually. Move this table to the side a little bit and see if we can just get a little bit more leverage with this. Okay. All right. So there we go. Now I could apply a little bit more pressure here. And like I said, this is time consuming a little bit. Pretending we're out in the woods, stranded, right? And we have nothing but time. You know, if you need to eat, you need to make a fire to sustain life. You done caught a fresh fish. You done caught a squirrel. Who knows what you done caught, but you need to make a fire. And you found some old wood. You might have chopped it up with an axe, you know, a hatchet. And he said, you know what? I got my auger with me. Pop this off the belt right there because you're carrying it on the belt loop. And get right to work. Get you a nice log. Hammer this thing down. Make you a handle. And get busy. All right, so it goes a little bit quicker. Once it gets really in there more, it starts to really eat up that wood quicker. But getting it started is really where that real work is at. But just keep applying steady pressure, and it'll start to get through there. It's like pencil shavings right here. And this is all, it's not all trash right here. So you could use some of this stuff as like, you know, hit your fire starter right there. And you could start a fire with this type of stuff right there. So that's not garbage. If you're out there in the woods and you got a dry piece of wood, don't waste that. Save that stuff. That stuff is highly flammable. That's the stuff that'll help you get your fire started. Strike your fire starter, a little metal piece. I forgot what you call that. I got a few of them in the house. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I can feel it really eating through the wood. And you gotta make sure you got a good auger. Because those ones that you kind of feel like I feel this is like razor sharp right there. Now we're eating through that wood. We're getting somewhere. I don't know if y'all can hear that, just eating through there. Yeah. Okay, you can see them shavings just coming right up. I can say, okay, yeah, we want to save those. We want to make a fire. Boom. Save all that. Those pencil-like shavings right there. And like I said, you can drill as far as you feel necessary, but you ain't got to go crazy far in there. But you do want to line up those holes. So you kind of want to angle that right from the side so you're not wasting your time. Ooh. The wind want to blow my fresh shavings away. I mean, I'm not gonna really need the shavings where I'm at, but I'm kind of simulating as if I'm out there in the woods, right? And like I said, I'm using this knotted piece of wood because I don't want y'all seeing me bust my bones and my body up trying to hack through that knotted piece of wood if I don't have to. I will, and I have. But yeah, those pieces suck. I definitely gotta bring out that maul for these pieces right there, and it takes numerous whacks with it. Okay, we're getting through it. Anybody commenting right now? I just want to make sure. Any questions on this? Okay, what's going on? I appreciate y'all. What's going on in the chat? I appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in. I'm going through it with the drill bit next. Just bought a new drill bit, a 1.5 inch drill bit right here, a speed tip. It's a speed tip, the speed demon. We're gonna hit it with the speed demon next and see, you know, compare one to the other. Now out there in the woods, you're not like to have a drill. So I'm either gonna use the Milwaukee, the regular drill, or the impact drill. That drill bit fits either one. So we're getting there. That's what I'm talking about. And I just hit 1,000 subscribers. So I appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. And we talking about, this is in a survival category right here. I mean, you could do this at home, because for those that don't know, all this wood that I have stacked out here, I got this for free. So you can essentially get you some free wood, free logs. You see a felled tree somewhere, you know, however you choose to procure your tree or logs, wood, or whatever, you can essentially do this yourself and cook at home for free. You know, it's nice outside. You say, you know what? I'm gonna go and enjoy nature, get some fresh air, feel like I'm doing something manly again, you know? Come outside, burrow a hole through a log, and throw a pan on there. Maybe cast iron, stainless steel. That's my preference. I don't do anything but cast iron and stainless steel. You know, to each their own. But I've been stopped doing non-stick years ago. Once I started learning stainless steel, you know, seasoning, cast iron, yeah, never went back. I love my cast iron and it's stainless steel. They each have their place. You know, I'll use them interchangeably for certain things, but you know, if I'm boiling water, I'm not going to the cast iron. If I'm making like some type of sauce and it has like any type of sugar content, I'm not really going to the cast iron. But for the most part, they are fairly interchangeable. It's just, if you have a regular cast iron, they tend to retain that heat a bit more. All right, so we're a decent amount in there. All right, let's turn up a little bit. We don't need to get too crazy, like I said. Because I could bring that thing all the way down in there till it's like, you know, hitting there. But we're only kind of going to like the end of where the blades are. And then we're going to back this thing out. All right, that's about cool right there. Now let's back this thing out. Should be a lot easier coming up out of here. Let's see if I can wedge this. Get up out of there. Come on now.
Someone said, sorry man, why are you putting the hole in there? Explain.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so I'm making Swedish log stove or Swedish log fire or Swedish rocket stove. So the thinking behind it, which this is not a new concept, but I'm putting a hole in the top. We're gonna put a hole in the side, and that's for airflow. So you can get a fire started on the inside, and because it gets airflow and just that like thin flow of air makes it real concentrated, so it comes up and it's almost like a rocket fire, and it's real concentrated. So you ever like went to a store, like a convenience store, gas station, and seen like those torches? So you have regular lighters and then you have torches. So because of how constricted a little bit, but still airflow, it kind of turns into like a rocket fire, so to speak. You know, I ain't no scientist to sit here and explain it a scientific way, but it works. If y'all look up, you know, you can go on YouTube, wherever, look up Swedish rocket stove, Swedish log stove, Swedish log fire, whatever the case may be. You know, you'll see videos and stuff up there. I didn't invent this. You know, I'm just taking advantage of the the rudimentary technology that comes in handy if you don't have access to a stove. If you're out there in the woods, you're out there in nature, you know, you got a way to cook that's efficient, because you might find some dead wood, start a fire, but you're losing a lot of heat that way. And, you know, if you're not really trying to give up your position so much, this is a lot more constricted with as far as like shedding off light. It's a lot more efficient. You can use it several times. All right, so we just backed out of there. We're gonna dump this right here. So that's the hole we got in there right now. We got a good efficient hole right there. All right, that's the hole in the top. Now we got to hit the side. And again, for anybody just tuning in, we're using the knotted pieces of wood, so I'm not really trying to bust my body up so much trying to chop these pieces with the axe, because the knotted pieces suck. You got knotty piece right here, knotted up here. That's a hell of a time trying to do that. So we're gonna turn this on the side, and I'm looking for the thinnest path to this right here right now. So I'm gonna kind of balance this off my leg, and I want to make sure I line this part up with the hole right here. So I'm kind of like feeling how deep this went right here. Maybe I'll use this. I mean, I kind of know how deep I went there. So let's say like, all right, I know the hole goes about right here. So I put that right here. I know I don't want to go past right here. So we don't want to make more work for ourselves. So I'll go a little bit above that, and then kind of line it up with this right here. Line it up with that hole right there. All right. And it's easy to go off track, but just try to, you know, this is forgiving. So just try to keep it steady. And I mean, it's good to get a nice little mallet. If you got a nice little mallet to get it started, it is what it is. I mean, it does have little grooves on it to help you get started. So it's not just, you know, you're not just starting from scratch. It does have these little spiral grooves to help screw in the wood and get you started. So I'm gonna get back to it. I mean, hold on. I'm gonna get the mallet. I'm gonna get the mallet for you. Hold on a second. I got you. Because we want to be efficient. All right. I got it. Because in the field, you should at least have like a hand axe or something. I got the axe in the house, but I got a mallet right here. We got an east swing metal mallet, and you should use something. Whether you got like a heavy log, or like not a heavy log, but like something like massive that you can kind of bang on this with. You can even use that. So I'm gonna get this started right here like that. Don't bust up your piece right there, but that gives me a nice head start right there like that. All right, and now we're gonna get the drilling. Make sure we're positioned in the right direction. We don't want to make double work. That's not smart. We need to be smart. We're out there in the woods, in the wilderness. We need to make quick work of this. We gotta eat. We need sustenance. You know, we might have been traveling for days. We gotta get to it. You just caught a fresh fish. We want to cook that fish before the bear gets to it, before the bear gets to you, before other animals, predatory animals, start smelling it. Start that fire. Look how we're eating through that wood. Now we're eating through this one a bit different. Now look at the difference in the shavings. All right, so the top part was like pencil shavings. That's the top part. That's like pencil shavings right there. Now I'm eating through the side. Look at the difference in the shavings. How quickly we getting through that wood right there. This is way different. So we're coming at it from against the grain versus going with the grain. This is with the grain. This is against the grain, coming from the side. Look at that. So, but don't throw this out though. All this is like, this is fire starting stuff right here. This is dry wood. This is all fire starting stuff, kindling. Don't throw that out. That's all good stuff. All right. So we back to it. We got to get through it and make those holes together. We are eating right through there. Look at that, making quick work of this. Wow. And we're gonna test this out with the speed, what they call it? The speed demon. We're gonna put the speed demon on here next. I made sure I brought out enough battery so we make sure we get through it. And if it gets through it fast enough, I'm gonna do it twice. But I'm out here. I said I was gonna do a video about the Swedish fire logs, and we're doing it. You know, after I'm done with this, I'm definitely gonna get back to chopping up these logs with my new Husqvarna 455 Rancher chainsaw. I just bought that, what, yesterday? No, day before. I bought it Saturday morning. I switched from the Echo CS352, which it did them logs right there that you see stacked, but that new Husky's different. It's meant for, what it say, for people with property, a nice amount of property. You're felling trees, you're chopping up a bunch of logs. It's not necessarily for the professional. That's the one grade under the professional. But somebody who owns a nice amount of land, which that's what I'm doing right here. Got a nice amount of land to work with, and I need something to manage it. Help me manage this property. Now we're getting through it. Yeah, we're almost there. This one's eating through a lot quicker. Look at those big shavings coming up. Yeah. So if you was out there in the wilderness and you made you a Swedish rocket stove, what would be the first thing that you will be trying to cook with this thing? Like, all right, I made something to cook with, now I need something to eat. What would you be searching for? What type of animal would it be? Would it be a fish? Would you try to fish for something? Would you try to take out what, a squirrel? What would it be? That's a good question. I guess it all depends on, you know, what you have to hunt with, right? If I'm knowingly going out there to the woods, I'm taking my bow with me. That's a given. I mean, of course, if I don't have a gun, I probably would go gun first. I'm debating on whether I would go gun first, a high-powered pellet rifle second, or my compound bow second, because they each can do things that the other can't. So I'm on the fence with that one. What would y'all choose? Your options are a gun, a compound bow, a high-powered, accurate pellet rifle, or a traditional bow. Which one are you taking first? And a fishing line, a fishing pole. Which one you taking out there in the woods if you hunting? All right, let's see. Did we make it all the way through? Let's check it. I think we made it through. I need to see. Are we touching metal against metal? I hear metal in there. I hear metal. I'm checking. So because my piece is coming from this end, I want to make sure when I reach this in there, if I'm checking for metal, I'm going against this backside, down against this backside and going down. Did it reach all the way in there? And it did. So now we could back it out. We're good to go to back this thing out. Let's get my stick back in there. Let's back him out. Get on out of there. You did your job, buddy. Get on out of there. Let me see. Did anybody have an answer for that question? What would be your first choice for hunting? What would y'all choose? Fish. Okay. Fish. It works great. Okay. I would be tickled to have something to cook on a rocket stove. It would mean I wasn't having to eat grubs, for sure. Nobody wants to be eating grubs if you don't have to, you know? Let's back this thing on out of here. Right? I mean, grubs is food. It's edible, but yeah, I don't know. I think a good option, a good solid option is a good quality takedown bow. It's lightweight, easy to travel with. You don't have to worry about trying to refill with like air pressure if you're taking like a pellet gun or something, unless you got a brake barrel. But I would want something that's high powered, that has the capacity to take down something like deer if I needed to. A fishing line or a fishing pole, that's a good one. You know, well, you gotta know how to fish though. And I guess finding bait, it's not that difficult. You can find worms and stuff, snails. Now you can see right here how long it's taking me. This is work, you know. And if you're out there in the woods, this is burning energy. Now you're gonna need food after this. Yeah, this is work. I almost feel like getting down because this is wearing up my back here. All right. Okay, let's make this a little bit easier on Backyard Lumberjack, right? Uh-huh. Let me see, trying to find a little bit more efficient method. Try to leverage this a little bit. All right, we want to work smarter, not harder. Okay, come on now. Let's get it. Get on out of there. Uh-huh. Okay. We're working our way out. A lot easier, able to leverage that right there. So I got one end that's a little bit bigger than the rest of the side, so that the piece wouldn't fall off. And I'm able to just leverage that and then just twirl it, keep twirling. Make it a lot easier, a lot quicker to back up out of there. Okay. Almost done. Sorry if y'all hear the screaming. It's my kids in the house. They want to come outside with Dad. Okay, we're out. We're backed out. Okay, so I got my screen here. I got my tablet out here. My kid's tablet, actually. So I can see the comments a little bit better. Okay. Okay, what's going on? Some name said hi. Balm, Higher, Creature said hi. What's going on? Put some oil. You have to get in the animal at first to get the oil. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we got our Swedish rocket stove burrowed out. So we want to try to get that wood out of there, the shavings out of there. And you want to just, you can use a stick, use whatever you can to try to get that out of there. I got a couple things handy. Got a couple files here. I'm gonna use these files to try to get some of this wood shavings up out of here. Because you want to clear the path. Clear out that debris in there. Because if you got all those shavings stuck in there, you're not going to get the airflow you need. Let's see how we looking. We're looking a lot better. Let's hit it from this side. Let's get those shavings up out of there. And if you want to, you know, you can blow through it. So let me see what comes out. Y'all saw that? That's how you know the holes are connected, because I'm able to blow some of that wood stuff out of there. Y'all seen that? So we got a hole in the side right there, a perfectly burrowed hole right there, and we got a hole right there. We're ready to cook. But only thing is, this is not dry wood, so we're not cooking with this. This is not dry wood. But that's how you do a Swedish rocket stove with a hand auger, if that's all you got. So now, this one's done. I'm gonna let this stay outside until this fully dries, and we're gonna cook with this. We're gonna have some meals, and we're gonna do some lives with this. But now, we're gonna see how much more efficient we can be with our new speed demon. All right, so we got a drill bit here. We got a Milwaukee drill. All right, we're gonna hit it with the Milwaukee drill, and we're gonna hit it with this new speed demon right here. I think it's a Diablo 1.5 bit speed demon. And look at those screws right there. So we're gonna see which one works better. You got the hand auger, and you see they both got that screw bit in the beginning to help you get in the wood right there. Okay, up in smoke, yeah. All right, so let's get to it. Without further ado.
The Bulgarian said, set fire.
Set fire what?
That's the Polish translator. He's the one that says.
Okay, let's get this speed demon up in here and see how much of a speed demon this thing is. We gotta see. All right, I'm gonna put it on the faster setting right there. Let's elevate this a little bit. We're gonna go on top of our newly made fire log right there. Smooth these back, and let's see what this hitting for. Let's see what this thing is about. I haven't used this bit yet. All right, let's see. This is the center right here where it's splitting, but we're gonna go on about the center from the whole diameter right there. Oh, that might not be. This might need to be charged here. Hold up. Let's see if we can hit it with the other battery. That shouldn't have slowed down like that. We gotta slow it down first. Let's see. No, how efficient is that? Okay, so off the bat, this is the power tool, but it's not doing what this one did off the bat. Maybe if this was softer dry wood, maybe. I'm gonna go a little bit slower, try to keep this a little bit more. It wants to eat through the wood, but it's not eating through that wood like that. Not how I thought it would. So I put a little engraving in there, but it's not doing what I thought it would do. Look at that. Look at that. Technology isn't always better. Drill is weak. It's a decent drill. It's not the most professional of drills, but this is a solid home piece. Milwaukee's a good brand there, but we also got the impact drill. So I'm gonna switch to the impact drill and see what that means. I need an M18. Okay. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you might be right. So somebody said M18. This is the M12 right here. M18 might get it. So we're gonna switch to the impact drill and see what that does. All right, we're gonna put this loose battery in here. Let's see if the impact drill does anything different. But imagine being somewhere and then I bought my drill and thought that I was gonna really do something with that, and I was relying on that. Yeah, I'd be, SOL, out of luck. I'm in impact drill got a little bit deeper with it, but it's still not getting it. It's still not getting it. All right, we're gonna try the other drill one more time. If that don't work, we know who wins this race.
Check the comments. They said it's the drill, not the bit.
Okay. All right, it's the drill, not the bit. Okay. Need a stranger drill gun. Maybe somebody means a stronger drill gun. You're right. I need the M18. Tormal. What's going on? He said, what's up? I appreciate you for tuning in. Oh, man. It might be my drill. It might be my drill. This drill has been getting a lot done for me. I got actually crappier drills in the house, but this one has been getting everything done. Maybe I do need to upgrade. Drills are expensive though. Damn. Yeah, this is not doing it. Yeah, this not getting it. This is not getting it. I'm trying to go a little bit slower. And if I just keep chipping little by little, not try to go too hard, it's slowly starting to get it. I don't know, what y'all think? It's slowly starting to do something. Can we turn up? Oh. Got a little too crazy right there. But it's still going real slow. Alright, I only got it on the first level. It has a higher speed. I'm only on 1. It goes up to 2. So let's get this back going and I'll turn it up to 2. It's just starting to do something though. Can't apply too much pressure. Just like the right amount of pressure to keep those shavings coming. Y'all let me know, does this beat doing it with the hand auger? The hand auger is more work, but this one takes a little bit more tact. Now it's working. We're getting those pencil shavings like we did with that auger from the top going with the grain, or coming from this angle. It's getting in there. Keep it going. Now let's turn up to 2. Oh. Huh?
It's not dry.
Yeah, the wood's not dry. If the wood was dry, this would be going a lot better, for sure. But this is a test. I got through it with the hand auger with wet wood. So the test is going to be with wet wood with the battery drill right here. So this is how we looking so far. We're in there a little bit, but it's still not doing what the hand auger was doing. Now we got a little bit bigger of a hole there. It's a bigger diameter hole, so we might get a little bit more airflow than with the hand auger from the size that I ordered, but it's definitely not doing what that hand auger did, even though I had to put in all that work with that hand auger. We're gonna give this one more chance, and then it's looking like we know who the winner is. We're gonna get to chopping up this wood with that new Husky. I mean, it's moving, it's looking like it's doing something, but it's like a lot of noise, but the results say it's not really giving. No, I'll be here all week trying to get that done. Nope. All right, well, this isn't it, obviously. We got a little bit further, but this isn't it. I'll be done burnt out both the batteries and needing a recharge before I get through this top hole right here. So the winner of this test right here, the hand auger. That's crazy, right? I bet if we'd have did a poll, people would have thought that this drill right here would have ate that wood up way quicker than this hand auger. But we got a rudimentary hand auger that got the Milwaukee and this Speed Demon bit right out the paint. Right out the paint. Get them out of there. So, yeah. If you ever in a scenario or you need to head to the woods, you need a survival tool, I say go with this one. Go with the hand auger. You know, you could go make a handle whenever you need it. You're not really feeling it, carrying it. This is lightweight. Man, throw this right on the belt. It's like it's not even there. So the hand auger won that race. All right. I ain't see that coming. Did not see that coming. You need a Forster or auger. Is there numbers on it like 1 through 9 where you turn it? I mean, are you talking about the drill? No, the drill has numbers on it. The drill has numbers on it, but I had it on the screw piece, the screw bit. So, I mean, it's not like the drill wasn't going in. It's just, I guess you could say it wasn't powerful enough. But yeah, it didn't get it. And they have different types of drill bits. So, they did have an auger bit. They had one that was like this one. They had one that was like this one, but it goes on, you know, it goes in here. Like it goes in the drill like that. So they had that at the store, but I was choosing between this one. And I'm like, I already have one like this. And this one said that it does the same thing. So I'm like, all right, well, I want one of each and let's see how efficient they are. And I told myself, I'm like, I'm gonna do a video about it. And I did this in real time. And the hand auger won. So if ever you gotta be in the woods or you need something to take, you gotta choose between the two, go with the hand auger. That's what I recommend. This ain't never gonna run out of batteries. All right, so we on to the next bit and we are about to chop up some wood. Yeah, about to get to a little bit of fun here. Got all this wood right here. We're gonna make some more Swedish log stoves and everything with this, but we're about to chop up some more of this wood right here. Maybe we get a different angle. Not sure. A little bit of a different angle right there. So, we are right next to my house. Right next to my house. All this wood. I got all this wood dumped right next to my house right there. Got all this wood dumped right here. For free. For the free. And we are going to make a ton of firewood. Look at all that firewood. I stacked all that up. Nice. Stacked it up. And we getting back to it. We are getting back to it. We got to. I don't want this being the eyesore of the neighborhood, but the quicker we get this done, the quicker we can get to busting it up with the axe and having our firewood dry even quicker. So we got to get to it. Let me get my glasses. Oh yeah, we got work to do. I'll make sure we have our safety glasses. I think I'm gonna go with the cool guys today. All right, we back, and we got. I bought another set of right here files right here. Bought another set of files. We got a little file piece right there, a little file tool right there to make sure we can file down our raker to even out with the blade. We don't want stuff uneven. All right, now let's get to it. Let's top off our fluids. The new, just got this on Saturday. Just got him on Saturday. The Husqvarna 455 Rancher. This thing nice. I think I gotta tighten up that chain. So my first time using the chain, and sometimes the chains loosen up a little bit. I gotta tighten up that chain right there. That shouldn't be that loose. So we got a little bit of give right there. So we're gonna tighten up the chain, top off our fluids, and we're getting to it. All right. Check our fuel. Okay, definitely need some fuel in there. What y'all think? What is y'all preferred chainsaw? All right. I could make a lot of throwing targets for sure, for sure. I am seeing like the drill is in reverse gear. It wasn't moving efficiently. Maybe it looked like it was going in reverse gear, but it wasn't. It was eating through the wood, but it just wasn't doing its thing. All right. Nitron Nascimento, what's going on? Peace. All right. Let's fill up our fuel here. And this is a safety fuel can, so it's not just going to pour out. So that's a good one to have, a safety can. But I really need to have a funnel on here. That's what I need on here. All right. Top off these fuels, or fluids, I mean. Now, this is a 50-to-1 mix right here. I'm putting in with the fuel. And then we're going to hit it with the bar and chain oil, and we're going to tighten up that chain. Now, this is brand new. Just got it on Saturday, so I didn't even give it its first chain sharpening yet. I only used it one time. Maybe after like 2-3 times, I'll check on that chain, tighten it up. Just got some new files. Maybe I'll retire some of those old files, or use it for something benign. Maybe, you know, some of my knives that get little nicks in it. Shave off those nicks. All right, so our bar and chain oil right here definitely needs to be topped off. And we're using a Husqvarna bar and chain oil also for Husqvarna. So we stand in line. Staying true to the brand. Oh, shit. I did it again. I stay doing that dumb shit. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? I got my glove right here. I'm gonna use my glove. Sacrifice a glove. I put a bit much. A bit much. Take out a little bit more. Sacrifice one of these gloves right here. Yep. All right. So now we're going to tighten up that chain. We need to tension up that chain a little bit. Bear with me. I got to get my screwdriver. It's right there. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Don't go nowhere. I don't never keep my tools far. Man and his tools. You know? I think every man should collect some tools over time. Actually, I got a set of tools that I keep in the car. So I always keep a bag of tools on hand, whether in the house, in the car. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, I got my screwdriver somewhere. I gotta take it out. Oh no. Oh shit. I took my screwdriver out. Oh man. My bad, folks. Bear with me. I got numerous screwdrivers, but he was supposed to be in my bag. I think I just used it for something just recent. Maybe I didn't put it back. I got it. It came out. I got so many tools in my tool bag that the screwdriver fell out. So I got my vise in there. All right. So we got it. We got it. We're back. Now, all right. Which one the chain tensioner? All right. It's my first time having to tighten this chain right here. Like I said, I just got it on Saturday. Come on. Is that it? That's the right one? Oh no, it's on this side. I'm silly. It's on this wrong side. Damn it. There we go. It's tightening down. I gotta give this a little bit more oomph. Come on. This thing don't want to move. this bench. See if I put this glove on, see if we get a little bit more traction there. This thing don't want to move there. Damn it. So I got the tensioner right here. The tensioner right here. But this damn thing don't want to move. Man, we can operate with this chain, but I don't want that chain popping off. I'm trying to get it a little bit tighter. One tool at a time. Buy good ones. It's a decent tool. This is a really good tool. This damn chain tensioner is just not moving. I mean, I can see the screw right there for the chain tensioner, but this piece just don't want to move right now. Now I see it. It's when I go back and forth, the little screw right there, it's got a little give, but it's just not really turning. I don't know why. Oh, almost nicked myself with that damn chain. That's how you know the chain's sharp. All right, well, this damn thing don't want to move. I'm not about to sit here and strip my screw here, but yeah, no, that thing got to move. All right, well, it is what it is right now. It is what it is right now. We about to get going. I don't want to hold y'all up. Let's get some work done. Let's see how she fires up. Second time using it. I'm gonna push our decompression valve in. Make sure our stop button is off. I'm gonna pull our choke out. So stop button right there. Make sure it's up. Pull our choke out. Make sure our bulb is primed. Our primer bulb right there. Hold up. What's somebody saying? Did you loosen the two nuts? So I got loosen the two nuts and then hit the chain tensioner? No, I didn't do that. Is that what you tell me I gotta do? All right, well, I'll give it a shot. Maybe that's it. Who said that? Multifamily. I appreciate the suggestion. Yes, do that. Okay. All right, well, let's give that a shot. Let's give that a shot. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. So I'm gonna go back and get my tools again, real fast. Now, the tool that came with it to take off those bolts, I got in the house, and I'm not about to run in the house to go search for that. So I'm gonna just go pull out the ratchet set and see which one fits. All right, so let's do that. Multifamily, I appreciate you. That's a good suggestion. That is a good suggestion. And I think my Echo, I think I was able to tighten the tension chain, even though these were tightened, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see. All right. My ratchet. Yeah, no, man shit. I ain't reading no instructions. Kidding. Nah, I didn't read the instructions. You're right. When I first got this one, because I expected it to be the same like the Echo. All the tools, all the parts are essentially, you know, pretty much the same. All right, so we loosen this up a little bit. Let's see if that budges. I don't want to have to take off the cover completely. So that hand loosened, and let's see if that did the trick. Let's see if it budges. Okay. We don't want it too tight. Multifamily, you on to something. I appreciate you. So chain snaps. All right, I don't want it too tight, but chain snaps on there. Maybe I'll loosen it up a little bit. Back it off just a little bit. All right, so that worked. That was the problem. I gotta make sure that this cap is loosened up before I tension the chain. All right, so One of the problems I ran into with the Echo is I tightened these bolts up, the cover bolts too tight, and I broke the bar nuts right off. So don't do what I did. I had to replace them, and I replaced the bar nuts. I did a video on that. I did a live on that, replacing the bar nuts. You know, I didn't have to do that, so I tightened it too tight. We don't want to tighten these too tight. And where I was at, I think I was at the local park, because they fell trees and put free wood out there, and I was down there cutting up trees, and in the field in real time, the chain came off, popped off, and I broke the bar studs. And you don't want to have to do that. All right, so we back in business. All right, let's start him up. Okay. I'm taking it. You don't know how to read instructions. Yeah, no, I don't read. I don't know how to read at all. All right, so our decompression button is in. Fuels are we're topped off with the fluids. Our primer bulb is hit. I think that's about 6. All right, choke is out. Stop button is off. All right, let's start her up. Safety glasses. Let's see how many pulls. Push our choke in, and we should be good to go. 3 pulls. That's work right there. Got our chain lock on, and I'm just surveying what I want to cut. What do I want to cut first? Then I'm going to start whacking this here, start working my way down. Look at that stuff I can stack. Look at that ones I can cut to the length that I want to cut it to. Alright, let's get busy. Get some leverage up there. And I don't really want to go further than like 16 inches. I'm getting a wood burning stove this year, and I'm gonna make sure it's one that can take 16-inch logs. So that's really the purpose of doing all this. So this wood that I'm cutting this year is going to be for next year, and I'm gonna get a few cords of wood, and I'm gonna pay for it this year, and or go find whatever trees that have been felled and is ready dry wood, and that's what I'm gonna do for this year for the wood burning stove. But for next year, everything I'm cutting up, we're using all that next year. So I'll make sure I cut it up no longer than 16 inches for what can go in that wood burning stove, because I don't want to create more work for myself. So let's get back to it. Let's see, where we going next? She acted like she didn't want to work at first. Cut this off, get this out the way. I'm going for this one. Okay. What we going for next? Then we're going to knock this off right here. I'm going right under. Now, you know what I'm going to do? We'll cut this knot off so I can get a good cut. Cut now. that's still good to use to burn. Alright, now we can get this piece under there. Talk about. Hit the like button, help out, yeah. We getting to it. We getting to it. Alright, get this piece next. I appreciate you, Lex. I've got a piece down here. Nice. Alright, we opening up doors. When some pieces fall out the way, it open up room for more pieces. Get this one out the way. Okay. Put that work in. Now, I want to get this piece. I can't move this piece right here. So I'm going to cut this piece, and then I'll be able to get at this log right here. Alright, now with this out the way, that allows me to get to this log. Cut this piece off right here on the end. This piece fell on the tree right there. One nice good cut. As far as we can help it. Y'all think this is a good saw right here? I think it's a beautiful saw. It does its job. Definitely does its job. Let's get this up out the way. Alright. Now we come up here and get some of those pieces. Gotta cut the piece on the outside first. I don't want to cut it. For those wondering, it's a 20-inch saw. I still want to upgrade though. I think I want that 572, that Husky 572. Yeah. Alright, now we can get to this one right here. Yes. Now we cook with all. Now we cook with all. Then this is white oak right here. Auger. Auger. Alright. Let me know. Would y'all approach this any differently? 'Cause for me, this like a it's like a puzzle right here. Trying to figure out, what piece makes the most sense. Let's see if we got any comments before we keep it going. All right, tomorrow's me. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. With my Vonder. I don't know what that means. With my Vonder. I don't know what that one means. All right, we're getting back to it. Hold on. Oh, I hit the stop button. Maybe this one? That one? I'm gonna hit this one first. If I can get some good footage. Let's see. Maybe this one makes sense right here. Those ledges between these trees don't make it a great cut right there. They got these massive, big, dumbass pieces right here. Giant. And I would go for these, but I can't get to both sides. This 20-inch bar isn't long enough. These are about like 30-inch logs right here. So I can't get to those right there. I gotta work with the logs I can get to. Let's see if I can leverage this one right here. Okay, we're gonna bust this one down. I'll pinch my bar probably. This one got enough leverage. Come on, man. Come on now. There we go. Alright, we're getting there. I'm gonna cut this weird piece. I'm gonna cut that one off right at the knob. Say these nice good logs right there. Good ones go in the fire. I'm gonna bust this one right in half. Right in half. Nice. Now I got some room clear right here. I can hit this one, and then we might clear something else up. Oh, move out the way. We don't need broken toes. I got on steel toe boots. This is a good one to cut. We're gonna cut this one in half. Enough leverage on it. I don't want my blade hitting the ground. We got another piece right here. Alright, make sure we got any comments. If not, we're going up top, like George Jefferson. I like the Husqvarna chain. Let's see what we're talking about. Okay. Let's see what we're talking about here. The Tree Service Shoreline brought you the wood you got. You'll have plenty of firewood. Chat, does he burn firewood? I will be. I burned some firewood yesterday. If y'all saw the live from yesterday, I came outside. I put some dry kindling and some firewood in my outdoor wood burning stove. So it was an indoor wood burning stove. But when I moved, when me and my wife purchased the house that we have now, it came with a wood burning stove that was outside, almost like an antique piece. And I keep that in the backyard now to help keep the fire contained. So I started the fire with some kindling yesterday. I got some catfish. I battered it up, hit it with that egg wash, and fried it right outside on the live yesterday. So we fried up some good catfish, brought it in the house. I even took it for leftovers to work today. So fried up that good catfish yesterday. Some catfish nuggets, some catfish fillets. All right. So yes, I do burn firewood, but I'm getting a wood burning stove in the house this year. I got a fireplace in the house, but I'm getting a wood burning stove because a wood burning stove is more efficient than a fireplace. So the house, it came with the fireplace. Fireplace is nothing wrong with it. Fireplace works good, but it's just not as efficient as a wood burning stove. Plus, I want to be able to have a cooktop, and I'm getting a wood burning stove that has an oven in it. So if y'all don't know about those, like the smaller ones, not the big, dumb, goofy, super old-fashioned ones. Now they're good, they work good, but I just don't need that massive piece of oven in the house. I want one that's more like maybe like this tall, something like that, 16-inch in length. Yeah, with the oven in it. I'm looking at the one. I think it's Vermont. It's the wood burning stoves that are made in Vermont. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're getting a wood burning stove this year, and I'm just doing the prep work. So yeah, that's what that's hitting for. Yes, wood burning stove. Yes, wood burning stove. Those things are amazing. So I'm heating the house for free. Look at all this free wood. This is free fuel. So yeah, like I said, to the people that have been in the chat before, I contacted the tree service. I saw a tree service right around the corner, and I said, look, y'all taking down hardwood trees? Are those hardwood? They said, yeah, hardwood. I said, where are you going to dump that? 1 hour. We drive 1 hour. I said, no. 30 seconds, right around the corner of my house. Just don't dump none of that softwood. No evergreen, no softwood, no evergreen. Don't dump that over there. Because he said, he like firewood. The guy didn't speak English that well. So I'm like, yeah, firewood. I'm trying to use it as firewood. And I don't want the green stuff because that tends to have more sap in it. You know, it has more resin, and it builds up that creosote in the smokestack. So we don't want that. We don't want to cause no fires. So that's what this about. So we got all hardwood, oak, maple, some black locust, some white oak, and all hardwood. So I'm busting this down. As you can also see over here, you can see I'm stacking them. Stacking them all crazy. All right, but yeah, we got a lot more work to do. And then on the other side, I already started cutting it up with the axes. So I got the 8-pound Fisker's Maul. I got the 4 pounds Fisker splitting axe, and then I got another chopping axe, Husky chopping axe. But I'm gonna get some more wooden handle splitters. If y'all got recommendation on the really good, like nice, little bit of curve wooden handle splitting axes, I would love to find a really good quality that people like, trust, and recommend. And something that whether you changing out the handles, but because the handles break, but a nice, solid, good quality bit. If you got a recommendation, I'm willing to take it. But yeah, all right. Toph Koshman says, hi, what's going on? Peace. Appreciate you stopping by. I like Husqvarna chainsaw too. I have 2 Husqvarnas. In my opinion, they're just as good as Stihl. I think they're neck and neck. So from what I've been seeing, from what I've been hearing, talking to landscapers and people and tree service people, they're toggling between Husqvarna and Stihl. There's like, those are the 2, in America at least, those are the 2 that are like neck and neck, and those are the 2 that the professionals use. So I chose to go Husky because I've been seeing good reviews, and I just like it. You know, from what I've been seeing online, people cutting with it, the landscapers I see in person, I said, let me go with that Husqvarna, and that's probably what I'm gonna stick with from now on. But and Husqvarna chainsaws are a little cheaper than Stihl. That's another reason. The ones I was looking at for Stihl was like, do I really want to spend that right now? I said I wanted to upgrade from the Echo, and I bought a brand new Echo. So I got the old one, I bought a brand new Echo, and then I bought this one. But the new Echo that I bought was still in the box. So I was going by the one store that sells it, a local lawn and mower company. I stopped in there. I said, y'all got Huskies? Y'all got Husqvarna? They said, we got two. And one of the ones that they had, because I was like, yo, you got the 562 or the 572? That's the ones I'm looking for. And they was like, nah, we don't have that, but we do got the 455 Rancher. I'm like, the 455? I was like, hold on, give me a minute. I had to go online right then and there and searching 455, seeing what people were talking about, that 455 Rancher. And I Googled it. And they were like, this is the ideal chainsaw for somebody who owns some land or has some land and you want to clear out trees, you want to chop up a bunch of firewood. This is the ideal axe for a homeowner that wants to chop up a bunch of firewood. Now, granted, this might be a bit OD. That might be a bit much, because I think that's a lot of cords for just one home for quite some time. I mean, this is years worth of firewood, I believe. Years. So, I mean, I got a stay-at-home wife, 3 kids, so they're going to be heating the house 24/7. So, I'm going to need the firewood, and I'm no stranger to putting in that work. So I'm going to keep on getting out here, getting to it. Keep on keeping on. All right. I'm a climbing arborist. Still outlast Husqvarna, but Husqvarna got more power. Still outlast Husqvarna? You think so? All right. I mean, I'll take your word for it. All right. Saturday, I just bought a 445 Husqvarna. What you think about that? I got the 455. You got the 445. I don't know the difference. I haven't looked up the 445. So, yeah, let me know how you like that. I'll be interested to know. But I don't want to downgrade. I don't want to call it downgrade, but I don't want to go down in power. I don't want to go down in cc's. This is a 55.5 cc 20-inch bar, and so far I'm happy with it. It's a workhorse. I got through some of those 30 or 32-inch logs, but I had to get it from both sides. So my next upgrade is going to be something that has at least a 32-inch bar on it. So that's my only real knock about the one that I got. It's not the chainsaw. It's more of the one that I chose. I didn't choose one that had a 32-inch bar because I wanted something right then and there. I wanted to get busy this past weekend, and I didn't want to wait. So I'll be purchasing another one with a 32-inch bar. This one only has a 20. That's my only complaint about this right now, is it doesn't have a long enough bar that I want. And that's not a knock on the machine. It's just a knock on the version that I chose. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. Mine is an 18-inch bar. So this one says it takes an 18 or 20-inch bar. But yeah, okay, your 445 got an 18-inch bar. This one takes an 18 or 20. So yeah, let's see. You might be able to see it right there. You might be able to see it on the bar right there, if you can. I don't know if that's, but 20-inch bar right there. So there we go. It shows the measurements of what you need, everything the parts that you need, if you need to replace them and whatnot. But yeah, it's a good tool. It's a good workhorse, and I gotta keep getting at it. So right now I'm at the point where I'm gonna start climbing and getting up top, because I can get to a lot of the stuff up top, but the stuff down here is like, I get to it when I can. I don't want to be chopping into the ground. I don't want to be tearing up the chainsaw. Just got it. So that's where I'm at. So I'm about to get to climbing. All right. You see me moving on up, going up top. Going up top there. Putting that work in. All right, let's get it. I'm about to check my fuel real fast before I jump up there. One more time. So I don't want to be jumping up down. I'm going to top this fuel off real fast. And one thing for people that, if you plan on taking on an endeavor like this, especially if you want to have it like next to your house, know that you're going to get like these big carpenter ants. The carpenter ants, especially when you have wood that is kind of like starting to rot a little bit, starting to decay from the inside, you're going to have a lot of carpenter ants around, and those suckers do bite. I've been bitten a few times by them. They're not going to kill you. They're not poisonous, but they bite. So if you skirmish, or you don't want to be bitten by no ants, that's a big deal to you, don't do this. Don't take on an endeavor like this, or don't have no wood like this up against your house or near your house, because not saying they're invading my house, because they're not invading my house, but they are out here. And I got 30 dump truck loads of fresh arborist mulch wood chips before, maybe like 5 years ago. And in my backyard, it was a ton of carpenter ants. And every time I would go back there, digging up that arborist mulch because it was in mounds and piles. So I was spreading it all by myself. I spread it over maybe like 3 years. It took me to spread 30 dump truck loads of arborist mulch. And I put it back there because I wanted to get rid of the grass. All that land back there, and all I had was a push lawnmower when I came here. You know, I was like, if life was just all about cutting grass, and that's what? All that grass in the front yard, side yard, all the way to the back. I'm like, oh, no, this ain't life, man. Like I wanted the house, wanted the property, but I wasn't thinking I would be spending my whole weekend. Every week or every 2 weeks, I'm cutting grass all day long. It's cutting grass with this dumbass push lawnmower. And I didn't really want to spend the money for a ride on. So I said, you know what? I just was getting into growing. You know, we put in a couple fruit trees that year. I'm growing my own vegetables. And I was like, you know what? I discovered a back to Eden gardening method and founded by Paul Gauchi, but he's known as like the godfather of back to Eden gardening. And his thing is he growing in wood chips, dumping wood chips all the time. And you know, you gotta know about it. You don't want to just jump right into that if you don't know about it. But I said, you know, I learned all about it, did a lot of studying, and said went both feet in, jumped full in. I'm not just getting one dump truck and, you know, playing with it. I said, give it all to me. Got the whole backyard full of wood chips, 30 dump truck loads. It took me years to spread all that out, but I spread it all out, and the ground is a lot healthier. There was nothing but red clay dirt back there and just stupid grass, not even good grass, stupid grass. So I said, nah, this ain't life. I ain't doing that no more. So I ain't cut grass in years now, just my front yard, because I gotta keep up with the neighborhood, the appearances. But backyard, side yard, nah, that's all me. Not cutting grass, we're not doing that. All fruit trees, vegetables, healthy ground, healthy soil. That's what we're doing now. So I'm back getting more into like living less off the grid, growing, you know, being self-sustainable a little bit more and more. So like I said, heating the home for free, heating the home with wood, keeping fuel on standby in case anything ever happens, grid gets shut down. You know, just even if it's just lowering the bill, but I want to have access, and I have a generator. So if the electricity ever goes out, my generator kicks right on. So I have a generator, but that's gas. So I got electricity goes out, got gas, generator. But if the grid goes down and say we don't have access to the gas or whatever, we got the wood. We got the wood. Can't nobody take that from us. They ain't taking that from us. No. And we got backup. Think, you know, take that how you think it, you know, it's supposed to be taken. But yeah, so we just like in the mindset of just becoming more and more like self-sustainable and thinking less off the grid. You know, we don't want to be too reliant, but that's what we're hitting for right now. All right, so we're getting back to it. Anybody still in the chat? That's what we're doing. That's the mindset. Now we're about to get climbing. All right, let's talk about it. All right, if you're afraid of heights, this ain't for you. And there's lots of what I call them, carpenter ants up here. They're all around. It is what it is. It's nature. Now I'm just trying to assess, you know, what I want to cut. So I want to get my bar pinched, you know. I want to see what's, you know, seeing what moves. So I don't want to be leaning on something and something just falls and collapses under me. And next thing you know, I'm stuck under all this, and my wife got to call the fire department, ambulance. We're not trying to do all that. All right, seeing what I can get to, what makes sense. All right, so this piece right here probably makes sense. That piece down there probably makes sense, but I probably have to sit on that log. All right, so let's see. I can step here, and we could leverage this piece right here. So that's what we're getting to. Back to it, y'all. Back to it. Stop button off, decompression button, and we good to go. Topped off with fuel, safety glasses. Cool backyard lumberjack. You can't tell me I ain't no backyard lumberjack. That bitch split when it hit the ground. Just had to cut a knot off right there. What we want to go for next? Take this piece right here that I'm standing on. What we got. Some of these pieces I'm just not sure about. They're sitting on top. They feel like they'll shift around. I gotta see how easy they shift around. My bar, so I'm gonna do a little bit of an undercut and then finish that up top. Yeah, I mean, it would have pinched my bar. It kind of did, but I already finished making my undercut. So I made my top cut, then my undercut. I don't even want this piece up here. That thing in the way. And this is a big goopy piece right here. I think I could just make this cut, and then bust it down when I get down there some way somehow. Because this thing is awkward, big monstrosity. Depending on how this piece is, I think it's levers on the end, so I don't know if I want to fully cut that right here. I want to be over here when this bitch falls, so I'm not even gonna finish cutting that one right now. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see what we got over here. What we got? Well, we got some white oak up here. We definitely cut some of this white oak. On this side, leverage this thing. leverage against this tree a little bit. Alright, now I moved over. Now I can finish making my cut. There you go. Alright, that piece fell that way. It's all good. This masterpiece right here, just gotta get out of my way. Like, god damn, this is like half of like a 40-inch tree right here. This shit's in the way up here. It's good firewood. But it's in the way. What we gonna cut next? This is a solid piece to cut right here. I need to cut from this end right here. And I can cut that piece right there. I'm gonna get this one out the way. Cut another piece off of there. What would y'all do with all these wood chips? I mean, not wood chips, but all this sawdust. Does anybody have a use for a ton of sawdust? What are the uses that you have for it? So this piece right here, the way it's wedged, I'm gonna do an undercut first. We don't get our park fence. been separated already. See how that works? I gotta get it up out of here. Now this one, I ain't cutting this one up here. Get on out of here. It's a good piece to cut right here. Perfect piece to cut. Motherfucking chain lock, man. Come on now. Chain don't want to unlock. What the fuck? Alright. The chain don't want to unlock. So I hit lock, unlock, hit lock, unlock. Chain don't want to unlock. For some damn reason. Y'all ever ran into that issue? You go to hit the chain unlock button and the shit's still locked up. I don't know what happened. We might got some sawdust in there. It might got clogged up a little bit. So we might have to take off this cover, clean it out a little bit, because we might have got a lot of that sawdust in there, congesting this thing. That's my only guess. So with this thing unlocked, let's see if we can. Nah, the chain not moving at all. It's locked. It's fully locked. The chain not moving. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. All right. Damn it. Might be a good time to call it quits, because if I don't get this thing up and running in a couple minutes, it's over. You know? Let me know. We got any last thoughts, opinions? You know, my reasoning for doing it. Would you undertake this mission? If you can get all this free wood and be able to heat your home for free, would you take all these dump truck loads? Would you take all this wood? If somebody said, yeah, I'll give you all this hardwood for free, I just need somewhere to dump it, would you take it? And you know for a fact, like, all right, I can heat my home for free for at least 5 years off of that. Would you take it? Are you willing to put in that work to be able to heat your home for free? I am. I know a lot of people waste time in front of a TV, in front of their phone, doing something that's not worthwhile. As far as like feeling good about what you're doing and using your time wisely, you know, because time is your most valuable asset. Like, you can't get that time back. Did you do something worthwhile, fulfilling, useful for you and your family? You know, I look at this is like currency to me. That's like somebody saying, like, I got free money for you. I'm too lazy to go dump it and do what I need to do. Will you take it? Like, I just concoct a different way of framing things in my mind. So I went over there and they said, yo, free money. Free money. All you gotta do is put in a little bit of work. All that for free. That's free currency right there. Even if I didn't have a wood burning stove and I said, all right, instead of looking at it like this is a task, this is too much work to handle, I don't want to have to do it. Like, get you a power chainsaw, you can get you a wood splitter. So if you don't want to put the physical effort in, you could put the money investment in. Get you a real good chainsaw, a professional chainsaw that eat through this wood like butter. Get you a log splitter. You know, it's going to spend a couple dollars. You're either going to spend time or money, or time and money. So you can get you a good log splitter, get you a really good chainsaw or two, and bust this down into all clean cut firewood, put it on pallets so make it deliverable, and now you got a business. Because that's what I plan on doing with this. After I get rid of this and bust it up, put them all in pallets in the back, I got a ton of space to store this stuff while it dries. I already know how I'm gonna store it, how I'm gonna cover it, how I'm gonna keep the wood caged in. Like, I got my whole mental setup in my mind, and I got all the supplies for the most part already. I got access to free pallets. I got pallets already, but I got access to more and more free pallets, non-stop, unlimited free pallets. I got companies that's like, yo, you could take them. I just need to get rid of them. Take them, take them, take them, take them. So some of them pallets that are not pressure treated, that's free lumber, free kindling. That's what I'm doing with some of that. So I get free pallets, so free kindling, free all types of wood. So I got stuff to put all this stacked wood on, store it, and I can store stuff and all that, like the pallet wood. I can take the pallet wood, nail it together, like take it up, nail it together, and I can make covers for the wood if I want to with that. Like it's just, all you gotta do is be resourceful. It's about being resourceful, and this could be free stuff. Just take some time and effort. You probably wasn't doing a whole lot with all your time, man. You know, whether you got family or such, you know, I get that, and I got family too. I got a wife and 3 kids in the house right now, so I get that. You know, you may be taking some time away from your family, but you're creating something that's yours. You're creating a potential business that's yours, or you're heating your home for free, and you're not having to spend so much time away from your family, away from the home, go working for someone else or doing something else that you don't really want to be doing, or something that you don't enjoy, and you could be real close to home like this and be doing something that's, you know, aiding towards the future of your home, whether it be heating your home for free or creating a source of income, alternative source of revenue, or a primary source of revenue, depending on how much you know, time and effort and energy you want to put into this. You know, the sky's the limit, right? You know, hire you a couple people, build, and just keep building. So that's where I'm coming from with this. You know, that's my mindset. You know, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's see if we got any last comments here. Let's see what anybody's talking about. If the 32-inch chainsaw, if the 32-inch chainsaw chain is sharp, the 455 Rancher will run a 32-inch bar and chain just fine. Really? I might have to try that. I haven't seen if anybody ran a 32-inch bar on this one. I've seen people put extensions on chainsaws that didn't say that it was for that bar. So I'm interested. I know they say it puts more strain on the motor. So I don't know. Am I willing to risk putting more strain on this brand new 455 Rancher to try the 32-inch bar? I'm willing to give it a shot. This is only about $600. You know, it didn't break the bank, so I'm willing to give it a shot. So I'm gonna look for, but lightweight though, lightweight. I did see somebody put a lightweight Oregon bar on a 32-inch Oregon bar on something, on a Husky that it wasn't meant for it to have a 32-inch bar. So if I'm gonna look for that 32-inch lightweight Oregon bar. Dude said it was about $50, so I'm gonna look that up, see if I can find that one. If I can find that lightweight Oregon bar, 32-inch, I'll give it a shot, put that on there, and get the chain. And I want that full skip chain too. I want to see how efficient and nice and nasty that thing cut through this wood. So that's gonna be my new setup. When I research it, order it, I'm gonna have the 455 Rancher. So we're gonna do the 455 Rancher, and we're gonna take off the 20-inch stock bar. We're gonna potentially put on the 32-inch Oregon bar with the full skip chain, and we're gonna see if we cause damage. I want to see this thing cause mayhem on these, especially those 30-inch rounds over there. That's what I want to see. People use sawdust in horse barns. Man, I ain't got a horse though. I don't want a horse. So that's out for me, that one. People that own horses use sawdust by the truckloads. Okay, I mean, I guess that's willing to, you know, that's something to reach out for. If I'm able to collect all this and it not be like muddied up with grass and leaves and all that stuff, then maybe I'll give it a shot. So maybe some of this stuff I'll cut over my tarp. I got a big tarp, so maybe I'll cut some of that stuff over the tarp and then collect a lot of that sawdust, and maybe, you know, we'll see what happens with that. Hunter King says, hey, what's going on, Hunter King, man? I'm watching you, man. I'm watching you. I subscribe to that channel, boy. All right, free hardwood dumped right in your yard. You can't beat that if you're willing to work it all up, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. All right. So we're gonna do some different ideas on some other videos, but we definitely gonna be doing a lot more videos busting this down, and you'll see it start to reduce more and more over time, because I definitely gotta get this busted up soon, and then you're gonna see more stacks, you know, and these stacks getting higher. Not too high, but we're gonna keep stacking them and making more stacks until it's time to bust all that down. But until then, we got work to do. we definitely got a lot of work to do. But yo, if you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, man. We got a lot of content coming. I take suggestions, but hit that subscribe button. That like button helps push the channel, keep me going, and I'll see you on the next one. Backyard Lumberjack. I'm out.